Patrick Jordan. Jordan said he and collaborators Dave Mansueto and Pete Spinda initially expected a shorter run.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Alone Together Pittsburgh, streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are here. This is episode 186. Week 61 is almost officially in the books. After 186 episodes, I still have to adjust my camera every time right before the show starts. You'd think I'd do it beforehand in the pre-check. But hey, whatever. You get used to something. It's comfort that feels good. We started this show right before the official lockdown happened a couple of days before. Governor Wolf kind of put the state in the lockdown phase about a year and a couple of months ago. We are still here. We are still doing it, but there's been some good news. The mask mandate's looking like it's getting close to getting lifted around places. If you're vaccinated, a lot of people don't have to wear masks, doing a lot of things. Actually, you know what? Hey, Dave. Do we have that graphic?
What graphic?
That graphic about, if what people can and can't do if you're vaccinated versus not vaccinated.
Spoiler alert, they can do everything. Everything. Everything.
Okay, so I guess you're not going to pull that up, but that's cool.
No.
Not gonna pull that up. Not going to give me that cover that I wanted. Well, tell you what, it is not time to give up yet. We are not back. We're not like spitting in anybody's mouth, the strangers' mouths and stuff. 144 new cases of COVID-19 in Allegheny County in the last 24 hours. So it is still out there. You still have to be careful what you're doing. You still have to wear a mask in some situations, indoors especially. So don't be a jag. Just put on a mask. I know we're close. There's that graphic I was talking about. Look at the green and the red. Like, you don't even have to zoom in. This is a bunch of stuff that you can do. There's some stuff that you can do without a mask right now, even if you haven't been vaccinated. But there's 3. But the rest you can't do. But look at all that green if you're vaccinated. So you know what that means. John Travolta will tell you.
According to the Oxford Dictionary, the word jagoff is defined as...
Yes, that was actually the start of Jagoff podcast, which you should all listen to, because there's some video of me trying to curl, whibut Nadili, where you been? 186. Yeah, we are still here. We are still doing it. But what you can do, John Travolta would tell you. If he can't tell you, I can tell you some other people who might.
Shut! I am if you let me. I never fucking stop when you start talking to me. Start talking to her. Yeah, right.
Just get the shot. Just get the shot. All right, go get the shot. There's no excuse anymore. It's going to open up the world for you and save it for other people. Let's not let variants come in here and screw this whole thing up. The shots are there. They're free. You don't even need an appointment at a lot of places. Just go. Just get the shot. Get it out of there. Tell them we sent you. But anyway, before we get into this whole spin in months, yeah, that's about right. Oh, Nadili's vaccinated. Awesome. Everyone get vaccinated. Okay, in the meantime, so I'll tell you a couple more things about this show as you're watching it tonight. One, we got a great show for you tonight. It's action-packed. We've got Ryan Dancho is going to be here talking about his new podcast show. It's awesome. We've even got a little teaser clip from it. Dave BRACEY is going to be talking some local brews. And we have a 5 minutes with, that's a little over 5 minutes, of Natalie Besavenga talking to Mayor Bill Peduto about what's coming on. And I'm guessing it's the election, which is happening in a couple of days. So you do not want to miss it. It is coming up soon. That said, we still have some housekeeping to take care of. Ticking below me, that is our Venmo. It is @TogetherPGH. If you have the means to kick in a couple of bucks, if you like what you're seeing, or if you want us to stop, either way, kick in a couple of bucks. That would be wonderfully appreciated. It could be $1, could be $3, $5, doesn't matter. If you get $500 or more, you get to be a guest on the show. And if you give $100 right now, we'll bring you on as a guest tonight. That's all I'm saying. Get that Venmo going. It's also on PayPal. The show is also on Twitch. We are also on YouTube. If anything happens for any reason, if we mess with any copyright infringement. But that said, I don't want to poke the bear. Last night, I would have sworn. We also have a audio-only, podcast-only version of it that you can listen to tomorrow. Last night was my birthday, and I'm still drinking. Dave Mansueto gave me these fantastic cocktails, pre-batch cocktails from Tina's. And Tina's isn't a sponsor of the show, but I'm going to tell you right now, you want to get some of these. I mean, they are fantastic. I had forgotten what it was like to have a professional bartender make a drink for me. But, you know, we're going to be opening things up. And since I'm vaccinated, I'm going to start going to places someday. That's total bullshit. I'm never leaving my house. But, you know, you guys should, and tell me how it is. Come back here and talk about it. So yesterday was my birthday, and we had a screening of Rocky ? Like Rocky, that was made 15 years ago. And I would suggest you go back and watch it. We had like surprise guests pop in all night. The show went a little long, like an hour long, but we screened this movie and Facebook didn't shut us down. So, you know, thank you to Bill Conti for not, you know, calling in any the po-po on us. But yeah, that was good. So it's hyped. We're hyped. But we started something again that was 2 different winners from the Wednesday and the Thursday night Lil Jagoff poll, and they're going to do battle tonight. But before we tell you who it is, I'm going to give you a shout out to Engine House 25 Winery. If you go to eh25.com, you can find out everything I'm talking about here right there. There they are, Engine House 25. Go there. They're right there in Lawrenceville, where like the Doughboy statue is, where Lawrenceville meets the Strip District, basically. It's also the Roberto Clemente Museum. You cannot go wrong with this place. Go to eh25.com. Look at the selection of wines they have. Trust me that they are all good. They've got reds, they've got whites, they've got merch. And if you tell them that you found out about them from Alone Together Pittsburgh, you get $5 off per bottle. Doesn't matter what bottle you get, $5 off per bottle. They're still doing delivery for free during the pandemic in the 412. So get in on that while you can. eh25.com. Dave, the winners of those last two nights of Intro Jagoffs, which were Pittsburgh-centric, tell them what happened.
Man, these Pittsburgh towns and their Pittsburgh names, but I guess in honor of you, Mr. Birthday Jordan, they called it P. Jordan Town last night. But tonight, you got a showdown with the good old-fashioned Steel City or the audience's choice. So get in on it now. Voting starts right this very second. Is it going to be P. Jordan Town? Is that how you're going to think about your Pittsburgh? Is it going to be the Steel City? It's kind of boring. Or other. That's up to you to decide. Get on it, audience. Let's see what you think. What are your favorite little pet names?
I will tell you, it should either be Other or Steel City. But you know what? I'm not going to complain if it's P. Jordan Town. Because you know what? I am P. Jordan. Think about it. Anyway, yeah, that's it. And what's funny is Dave and I have been talking here a lot lately because Dave's been working on a play for Bare Bones Productions. We've got a streaming show that's going to be popping off a week from today. We open. It is called Tragedy, a Tragedy by Will Eno. It's going to be live streaming, and you can grab a ticket right now. It's a sliding scale of pay what you can. You can grab a ticket right now and reserve it. There are 3 live shows and 1 full week of on-demand shows of one of those performances streamed on a 24-hour basis for you to chime in on. But 8 o'clock, you get the live thing, you get that energy. This is like the segue. This is like dipping your toe back into live theater before you start going to live theater, which is probably in the following month. So get it on that. Check that out. Well, there'll be more about that next week, I'm sure, leading up to opening night. So that said, you go to barebonesproductions.com, find out everything you need. Well, Dave, I think it's time we should probably bring out our first guest. So I'm going to tell you about our first guest. He has actually been on this show once before, but not as a guest, but as a contestant. He won the Red Star Roasters Bird Call contest. Okay. And he is here tonight to talk about, amongst other things, his new podcast is coming out, Better Psychiatric, which you can get it on YouTube and some other places. Right now, let's bring him out here, Ryan Dancho. What's up, Ryan?
What up,
Welcome to Alone Together. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I got some of those sweet, sweet bird noises if you want to hear them.
We'll hold on to those. Let's not give them everything all at once. Let's not give it up front. I mean, you are the champ. You know what I mean?
I am.
You can't
I'm an award winner.
You know what? If somebody wants something, you make them pay for it, Ryan. All right. So I'm just saying, make it happen. So talk to me, man. How you been? What's going on? And tell me about Better Psychiatric.
So I'm really excited about Better Psychiatric, and not a podcast, a web series, so even better. It's do you know what BetterHelp is, Patrick?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
no, I don't.
Therapy,
tell me more. I mean, I might know, but let the audience at home know.
Okay, so BetterHelp is an online therapy. You're basically on your phone talking to a therapist, and I'm like, this is perfect for a web series. Like it's something that's of the time right now. A lot of people are doing it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pull the trigger on it, and I did it. So I wrote a couple of episodes. We got the first one out right now. It's called Better Psychiatric. So I changed the name of BetterHelp slightly, but I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome, man. So now as this thing goes, I know we might have a little clip or something to throw to in a minute, but how did so I see how it came about, but is it humorous? Is it serious? Is this like the real deal?
So it is comedy. And
okay, it's comedy.
The jokes are generally mental health related, which is kind of up my alley, which is nice.
Why would that be up your alley?
I got a diagnosis that I'm not going to tell you on television.
Okay, good.
I see a therapist. I do BetterHelp myself.
Good. All right. Awesome. I didn't know if you were a therapist. I don't know.
No qualifications to treat people at all.
All right. But are you going to talk to? I heard you quit smoking.
I did. I recently quit smoking and got an even worse vice, vaping.
Okay, so it's like, it's a step.
Yes.
you kind of did a sidestep there, but that's cool. All right, I tell you what. Why don't we, before we start talking about the show a little bit more, why don't you set up a little clip that we're going to see here, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Sure. So basically, we got our two main characters: a psychiatrist who's very competent, and a psychologist in training who's very incompetent. Great dynamic there. And the psychologist in training is her heart's in the right place, but she's trying to help someone with a very serious issue, and it's not going so well. So
all right.
That's the clip.
Well, Dave, let's roll tape.
Look, are you hip to the sound? Are your hips turning round? Is your lost soul found? I can find it.
Brent is experiencing some suicidal ideation.
Christ, I've been suicidal in years.
I was hoping you could sit in.
Greta, can I take the reins here? I was born for this.
Sure, take a stab at it.
Brent, I've studied this extensively. So from what I've read, sometimes you're allowed to, like a Kevorkian end-of-life shit. Oh, do you have cancer?
No.
Like Alzheimer's or anything?
Do I look old enough for Alzheimer's?
You could look old enough for Alzheimer's.
I'm 38.
So no.
Does she want me to kill myself?
No.
Yes.
No, Brent, no one wants you to kill yourself. Jonathan, obviously the most common approach is to talk them off the ledge.
I'm just saying I won't victim shame you if you do. So why do you want to kill yourself?
Little blunt.
What's the blunt, Jonathan?
Sorry. Why are we depressed today?
Nice. Quick little. All right. So all right. The hooks are in. All right. Reel me onto the boat here.
Okay. So I know the jokes are a little bit racy. We're talking about some serious issues, but if there is anyone out there who didn't like that, you can send your hate mail to Alone Together Pittsburgh, care of Patrick Jordan, Braddock, PA 15104.
You are correct, sir. All right. My goodness. You did your homework.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nadili watched the episode and the pilot, and she did not regret it.
It's a good time. Yeah.
Okay. So, but it's fun, but I mean, you're dealing with serious subject matter, but you're making, you're making it a little more palpable and kind of shining a light on it. I mean, so is that a common thing? I'm sorry. I don't know if this is, digging deep or something here, but is that a common thing with like multiple people being in one session on this,
So no, that's unusual. Usually it's just one therapist. I thought the dynamics worked better. Having a couple more characters involved would make a better TV show.
Totally does. So, I mean, have you dealt with this world before, or is this like your first foray into like performance?
So I've written a couple of plays. My first play went up at a thing at a festival in New York, which was kind of cool. But I started to get into screenwriting and trying some of this. I'm looking for things I can actually make myself right now, because I don't like the millions of dollars that go into making a movie script. It's hard to do. So why not make a 10-minute episode that I can actually make myself and do it?
That's awesome. I mean, and also you're doing other writing. I mean, I know you've got something coming up with Mythburg through 12 Piers Theater.
Oh yeah, that's coming out 6/6. It's Mythburg is a site-specific Pittsburgh-based ghost story web series. It's very fun. Yeah, coming out 6/6. I wrote it, and I think Vince Ventura, who you know, is directing it from 12 Piers.
Vince is awesome. Hey, Dave, I know you're into the ghost hunt. Are you privy to Mythburg? Dave
I need to get hit, man. I like the ghost stuff.
Dave
it's like the web series, like a bunch of paranormal investigators that are like meeting on these online Zoom calls to investigate these Pittsburgh ghost stories. So it's kind of cool.
That's sweet. That is sweet.
Dave's seen a ghost. I don't know if you know this, Ryan.
What? No, I do not.
I got the spooky shine, I think. You know what I mean? Like, no, but by our sponsor, I was hanging at the sponsor's place. I got haunted in the bathroom while I was taking a number one.
Engine House 25 may or may not.
Not only is it a Clemente museum, not only is there wine there, but there's also, you can run into the chief Slimer in the bathroom, and you might just have a grand old time hanging with some old-timey old ghosts in an old-timey old Pittsburgh situation.
It's not Slimer, but it's the old chief who actually died in that place. And I was there that night, and Dave had a run-in with it, and I think it's legit.
I mean, if you're getting scared, you're gonna crap your pants. You might want to be in the bathroom anyway, so maybe you lucked out just timing wise.
Totally, and then I had plenty of wine to wash down the spookiness. You know,
Dave knows all about crapping his pants. Actually, it is. Have you had Engine House 25 wine?
I haven't. I was just being an asshole.
You need to get in on it. Well, we're talking about assholes and potty humor. Might as well go around. All right. So you've made the web series. Have you made past the pilot?
No, we just made the first episode. We're setting up people to get in the second episode. It's already written. We're just trying to schedule a time to get everybody together.
That's awesome, man. Are you gonna? Is it like the same team, or are you gonna have a new crew of patients every episode?
So different patient every episode, same main characters.
Okay.
And I got to say, like, this was kind of like a pandemic inspired idea, because I wanted something that I could shoot on Zoom that goes remotely, so you don't have to deal with COVID protocols, which are like and just COVID friendly, so no one's going to be in the same room as each other. And then it just made sense to do this online format where like it's supposed to look like a telemedicine phone call, anyways.
And
so
the telemedicine, is that? You think that's going to keep on rolling after COVID? I mean, that was happening before COVID,
I think
right?
So yeah, it got much more popular during COVID, but I think it's going to keep going.
Okay, that's awesome, man. So, do you have anything else coming up? Anything else popping off going on?
There's a thing called Folk Lab going on right now, which is a radical mental health series, and they're featuring the pilot video that we just saw a clip from on their website, starting I think on Sunday. So check that out.
All right, that's awesome. We got that there too. And best way to get at you right now, we've got the YouTube, we've got other links on here, and you're at what was that?
Verdancho.
There you go, Verdancho. That's awesome. So will you be available if we need to bring you back to defend your crown in the bird calling contest?
100%.
Let's give him a bird call. What was your championship bird call? What was
it? The pigeon, and it's the only one I can do.
The pigeon. All right. So Red Start Roasters bird call. Can we get it? Can we get a taste?
You want a little taste?
Let's get a little taste.
That's all. Just a little bit.
That was a little bit. Hey, just so you know, this guy's beyond just like a burgeoning filmmaker, a writer, just an all around great guy. But the pigeon call. Imagine, just fantastic.
It's an award-winning pigeon call.
You can say that. That can be in your resume.
That can go down. Resume now. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I guess we're gonna move on. Dave. Oh, well, let me ask Ryan something. Ryan.
Yeah.
I know. You've been living in Pittsburgh proper for 4 or 5 years. But if you had to vote on the showdown of Pittsburgh nicknames, where do you fall in tonight's poll?
Steel City's one of them, isn't it?
Steel City versus P. Jordantown.
Oh, I don't know.
Or other. No one is voting.
He's a playwright, Ryan. You could write in on this one, you know.
I think Schittsburg was last night, wasn't it?
It was one of the options last night. But last night, I got to say that the P. Jordantown might have just been because it was my birthday yesterday.
And
I think that. Thank you very much. But
I'm going to write in and do Schittsburg. I like Schittsburg.
He's bringing back Schittsburg. He likes Schittsburg.
I love it. Me too. I love it.
Wow.
You know how much I like the potty humor.
But it's good. It's good humor. But, you know, a woman was banned from bars for using that vernacular. She was English, though. Anyway, all good, man. Hey, thank you so much for being here tonight. And everybody check out this podcast. Nadili gives it the thumbs up, so you can't go wrong. Ryan, thank you for being here on the show. And if you got anything else coming up while we're still doing this show, please come back and see us.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you soon. All right, folks. There it is right there. Before I bring out our next guest, before we get rolling with that, I want to give a quick shout out to Farm to Table Pittsburgh, Farm to Table of PA, farmtotablepa.com. Go to that website. You can find out everything you need to know about buying fresh, buying local, and you can also find out about CSAs, how to get like the farm fresh groceries delivered to your house, to your door. Also, you can find out where the farmers markets are going to be in advance. Get on it. And every Thursday night, Doug Oster, the man, the myth, the legend, does a Q&A for you for free. You can find out all about that through that. Go to farmtotablepa.com, and don't forget to tune in to Alone Together Pittsburgh every Wednesday, because we have a special Farm to Table segment featuring local farmers and sometimes Miss Erin Hart herself from Farm to Table. So thank you very much. Keep it real. Keep it local. Moving along right now, I think it is time to bring out our next guest who is here. We're going to find out some new information. Dave, do we have?
No.
Okay.
But we got something lined up.
All right, I tell you what, we got some good stuff lined up right now. It's going to be fantastic. Natalie Betsavenga, she's usually here right now for an Ask Natalie advice thing. She has the week off on Alone Together Pittsburgh, but she still did her homework, and she brought in, that's right, the mayor of Pittsburgh, who's running for re-election right now. Let's see what's going on with 5 Minutes with Natalie Betsavenga as she talks to Bill Peduto.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalie Bensavenga, host of 5 Minutes With, and this week I have the pleasure of interviewing the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, Bill Peduto, and he is up for re-election, and the primary is May 18th, so I am so honored and excited that he was able to make time out of his very hectic schedule to join me. So thank you so much, Bill.
My pleasure. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So I'm just going to dive right in. I have a few questions that I put together, and then I also asked my viewers on Instagram and other social media platforms what they wanted to ask you. So I'll wrap up with a couple of questions from the viewers. So to start, I wanted to ask you, do you think your priorities have shifted since the onset of the pandemic? And if you had to come up with the top 3 priorities moving forward if reelected, what would they be?
Yeah, without a doubt they have. I would say that immediately in 2020, back in January, we started preparing for this, and the concern, and it's still part of that concern, is public health. At the time of the pandemic, we were doing basically scenario planning of what it would look like if 40% of our public safety officials weren't able to come to work, or we had to quarantine a few dozen environmental service workers, and planning out and creating a government that could be mobile. Today, it's a major concern of vaccination. So making sure that our most critical communities are being vaccinated, including our homeless neighbors and our lower income communities and those that are homebound. Creating a system where you don't have to go to the vaccination, but the vaccination can come to you. Fortunately, we have strong partners with 2 health networks, a number of nonprofits, our foundation community, and we're able to pull together in order to be able to do that. But the priorities still remain. You know, the fundamentals of local government are public works and public safety. We're in charge of the building code and the criminal code, and we need to make sure that the city is safe for everyone. And then the other part of it is an understanding that as we're seeing a growing economy, we want to make sure that everyone has a place in it and that nobody is displaced by it. And those priorities remain and continue to remain as our top priorities as well.
Thank you. So second question has to do with the cost of living in the city, and the rising rents have people concerned. And I literally just before doing this interview happened to be online and saw that Public Source just released some information that UPMC is investing into affordable housing at the tune of $40 million, along with other organizations like Highmark Health, CMU, and the University of Pittsburgh. What will this initiative look like? Who's going to be overseeing the tracking of these investments? And what would you say to critics that might say that, you know, charity doesn't take the place of paying their fair share of taxes?
Yeah, well, let's start with the last part first. I heard a lot of people say, just have them pay taxes. Mm-hmm. Simple. Also completely illegal. In the state of Pennsylvania in the 19th century, the Purely Public Charities Act was passed, which exempts all nonprofits from ever paying any taxes at the local level. So we have no authority in order to be able to just have them pay taxes. What we've relied on over the course of several decades has been something called payments in lieu of taxes, pilots, which are voluntary contributions. The voluntary contributions, since the city began the Act 47 changes 16 years ago, in the past 16 years from all the nonprofits throughout the city, has amounted to 34 million. In the next 5 years, just these four institutions are giving 115 million, and the money is going directly into the communities that need it the most. This isn't equality. It's not being spread equally around. It's being spent by equity, meaning it's going where it is needed. So yes, UPMC is committing $40 million over the next 5 years into building out affordable housing, but they're not doing it in a vacuum. They're working with housing agencies and others to be able to make that payment become much greater. And over the next 5 years, we'll see the most historic amount of affordable housing being built in the city's history. Carnegie Mellon is working on programs to help with our children in STEM education, working on other types of programs for our Rec to Tech programs in our neighborhoods to begin to get kids in the city more exposure to technology than their suburban neighbors. University of Pittsburgh, one of their initiatives is focused on the ability to have a more sustainable city. So not just taking care of their campus, but our tree canopy throughout this city and our urban forest. Highmark Health is concentrating on housing and health initiatives, finding where disparity exists between races, gender, and income in the city of Pittsburgh, and using the findings of our gender equity study in order to be able to invest directly to provide less disparity in health throughout the city of Pittsburgh. So when people criticize it, I think they're criticizing more that they don't feel as if they're controlling the money, that the money is being done through a nonprofit that is looking at using this in order to leverage even more money from our corporate community, foundation community, and nonprofits, as well as the other institutions in town. At the end of the day, what we're looking at is the potential of $250 million going directly to make the city of Pittsburgh more equitable. And I think that's a good investment.
So let's switch gears for a little bit. Let's talk about fracking and the environment. So some people say that fracking is a dying industry and that the Biden administration is slowly and gradually going to be moving away from it. Where do you stand on fracking?
Well, there are only two candidates who oppose the petrochemical industry growing in Western Pennsylvania in this race, and that's Mr. Thompson and myself. The other candidates are pro petrochemical industry, and that only involves fracking, but the use of gas and cracking it to produce more plastics. There's a stark difference between Mr. Gainey, Mr. Moreno, and myself when it comes to this issue. The history that I have with this industry goes back to 2008 when, as a member of City Council, I cast one of the first votes in the world to ban fracking. Pittsburgh City Council was the first government to take action to ban fracking on Earth. And it has continued in my role as the only executive in the state of Pennsylvania to speak out against the growth of the petrochemical industry along the Ohio Valley. Most recently, I've teamed up with 7 other mayors throughout the Ohio Valley and Northern Appalachia, all the way from Huntington, West Virginia, to Youngstown, Ohio, to Louisville, Kentucky. We've been working together, and we have been listed the expertise of the University of Pittsburgh, the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and Columbia University in creating the Marshall Plan for Middle America, which understands that the transference from a fossil fuel-based economy to a renewable-based economy is more likely to happen in our area than it is to happen on the coasts. That we already have the networks and the infrastructure in place. We have a skilled workforce. They've already built communities for over 100 years. What they need is the investment to now turn the Ohio Valley, instead of the petrochemical valley like some want to do, into the hydrogen valley, and begin to create a new energy system throughout our 4-state region to power this country in the same way that we did a century ago through the use of fossil fuel.
Thank you for that. And now I'd like to switch gears and read with you a few questions from our viewers. So this one's actually a combination of 2 questions, and they came from Heather and Allie, who both live in the city of Pittsburgh. Heather wrote that she'd like to hear your thoughts on what, if any, police reform you should have enacted in the city. And Allie wanted to know, can you share your reasoning behind the increase in the policing budget?
Yeah, so I think you said Heather asked what I have done or what I intend to do.
What, if any, police reform do you think should be enacted in the city, especially considering the events of last summer with the Black Lives Matter movement?
Yeah, we have taken a number of initiatives, everything from the policies, procedures, and basic actions of our police officers. So we've banned any chokeholds. We've banned no-knock warrants. We've banned the use of certain types of tactics for civil disobedience. We have policies in place now which limit the use of any tactical type weapons unless it warrants up to a misdemeanor or a felony, but not for a summary offense, nor for some misdemeanors as well. We have a history over the past 8 years of reforming the police bureau from within. I hired the first police chief from outside of the bureau in the history of this city. He was, as he called himself, a wrecking ball chief. And he knew that the changes that would be needed, he would only be able to stick around for 2 to 3 years. We instituted those changes very early on. We worked with the Obama administration in writing the policies for 21st century policing. We were rewarded because of that work as one of the first 4 cities in the country to be able to train our officers in implicit bias. We have worked at that same time on training our officers in an aggressive de-escalation tactics. That has resulted in all of 2020, only 2 times in the city where an officer took out their weapon and fired it. And in both cases, that was after they had been fired at first. And we've worked within the Bureau in order to be able to create entirely new initiatives, mini stations in parts of the city that need them and where the community wants them. We've been able to create a civilian affairs division. We've been able to create more community resource officers in neighborhoods. We've expanded the amount of officers in downtown and created a mini station there. We have created programs where our officers are constantly in the community. And we've upgraded all of the technology within the police bureau, but that costs money. And when people start talking about, well, cut the budget, those would be the first things that would go. Because when somebody picks up a phone and calls 911, they don't want to know that there isn't an officer there because you kept the civilian affairs division, but you don't have officers to respond to crime. They want to know that when you call 911, an officer is going to be there. So those that point to the city's budget and say the police budget has gone up should realize that everything that they want in the reformation of police is accounted for in the dollars that we raised.
Thank you for that. And here's a follow-up question from Danielle, actually switching gears a little bit. We're going to go back to the pandemic. When we're talking about the pandemic and the fear of it, how are you going to help to combat vaccination hesitancy and misinformation?
The best way that I can, which is by being the example. I waited until all of our employees had the benefit to be able to get vaccinated until I received my vaccine. I'll be receiving my second vaccine May 13th. And I have been working with the Penguins and the Pirates and arts and cultural organizations about the idea of increasing seating capacity at events, but doing so by creating a vaccinated zone. So you'll have to show your proof that you have been vaccinated. You'll still have to wear your mask, of course, but you'll be able to sit in certain areas with other people that have been vaccinated. I understand for those that oppose the vaccine, they feel that that is taking away their rights, but in many ways, the people who are vaccinated deserve the right to be safe. So I think that we can create incentives in order to be able to push those that are hesitant into becoming vaccinated. And at the second time, we need to be able to show to people who are scared of what the vaccination could bring, that it is completely safe and it will also benefit you and the people you love by being vaccinated.
Bill, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your candor, and I appreciate you spending just a little bit more than 5 minutes with me.
You're welcome. I hope it wasn't 20 minutes.
It was. You were just perfect. Thank you.
All right. All right. There you have it. Mayor Bill Peduto running for his third term coming up, I think this Tuesday, with Natalie. And props to Natalie for completing her journey of a couple months ago. She decided to make Alone Together's 5 Minutes With just about people who are running for office. And she has done nothing but constantly. She has had city council candidates, people running for council, people running for school boards from across the region, all the way down to different types of politicians. Ed Gainey, Bill's primary competition, was on a couple weeks ago. I believe if anything seemed untimely here, Bill and Natalie recorded this about a week ago. So it was before May 13th, which was yesterday, when Bill got his vaccination. So get that. All right, everybody. The primaries are coming up, so get ready to vote for that. But now we can put that behind us. We can shift from talking about politics on this show and get to something that everybody loves, beer. That's right, beer. And we have tonight the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Dave BRACEY. Dave BRACEY, there he is. Oh my gosh, Dave is on the move. Dave is on location. What is up, Dave?
What's good, y'all, man? I'm over here at Apis. There's a dog here apparently, yeah, we vaxxed and relaxed out here. It's outside.
Vaxxed and relax. You're under a beautiful blue sky.
Man. It's super dope. Hold on, let me find a place. I ain't gotta like yell in people's faces. Hold on. It's wild, man. We out here. Hold up. There's
that's
tartars.
Amazing.
There's like tartars and shit out here. It's crazy. I don't even know what a tartar. Hey, I don't even know what a tartar is. All right, cool. But you see the truck out here. My man's over here working hard. He looking for somebody. I don't know who he's looking for. It ain't me though.
Not today.
But
Ola.
How y'all feeling? So first things first, we got the embroidered hats out here, the new merch. It's crazy. I gotta I'm slightly, but yeah, flat brim, corduroy, of course. Yeah, but no, man. Shout out to Apis. Dave puts on a great environment out here. You got pinball over there. We got board games, food trucks, and honestly, man, this is one of the best corners in Pittsburgh. It might be the best corner in Pittsburgh for food and drink. Right across the street is Cafe Deli. Let me see if I can get that. Right across the street, Cafe Deli over here. So even if you come on a night that doesn't have a truck, you can still get like the real deal Indian out here, right? Like the shit that they eat at home. Like, so a lot of times you go to a spot and they'll give you the watered down fusion version. Yeah, I mean, like they throw a lot of mayonnaise and whatever. Like they'll start out with a recipe and they'll add mayonnaise and then they'll like serve it in a buffet or some shit like that. But like this cafe deli, they serving the shit that they like actually eat at home. Like on their lunch break, they be eating this, right? And it's wild because you'll see like a bunch of very wealthy Asians pulling up in like German and Japanese, like, luxury vehicles. And they're draped in like, they're draped in like fine silk and like, gold threads and shit like that. And they're in and out constantly. Like, so, like you getting the good stuff, right? So, and then you can come across the street and get some of this fine booze. So what I'm drinking on right now is this Pinot Grigio barrel aged Dorsada. So for the folks at home that don't know, so it's honey wine. Traditional mead is called Dorsada. It's just fermented honey, and then they threw that into some Pinot Grigio barrels for a while and pulled it out. So you get this grapey flavor of with the Pinot Grigio and whatnot, like winey. It's sweet with the honey, and then it finishes dry so that you want to keep sipping it. You know what I mean? It's not like, it doesn't feel like you're about to get a cavity. And honestly, man, I don't know what it is, but you wake up after, I'm old, right? I'm about to be 40 out here at some point in my life. And, as you get older, you don't metabolize the same way. You be waking up like, yeah, I mean, like, but with this, like, it's a nice ratio of I don't know what is it? The intoxicants, the alcohol, the impurities, I guess sulfites that you get in wine that gives you that headache. So
yeah. I mean, it's funny that you say that because you talk about like you drink a lot, you wake up, you're not feeling it, almost hungover or whatever, or you drink a lot of water to counteract it, and you pee the bed like Pete did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, man, I am a serial bed pisser. Yeah, I mean, like, you know,
that?
but I try to serve it. Yeah, I mean, I try to like reserve it for like special nights, right? You know what I mean? Like a wedding or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I try to only piss in hotel beds.
It's a get out of jail free card. It's a get out of jail free card when you're in a hotel. Like you can just do it. It's just like a freebie.
Yeah, just tip extra. Yeah, I mean, tip a little extra.
Just let it go. You gotta leave more than a 20 on that dresser before you leave. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So
right.
then I just finished that Dorsada.
Good.
And what I'm drinking now is a plum. So it's a plum wine. That it's a collaboration that they did with New Image Brewing here in PA, and it's very juicy, 17%. And that's the thing about this mead. And again, I've said it time and again. I'll continue to say it, man. It's like Capri Sun for adults. It's so delicious, and it's hard to like. This is a 17% booze here. I can't tell.
17,
like, and
17. You can't tell.
I can't tell, man. It's dangerous. This shit is. It's not
Did you try it with a little tiny straw?
A little
like the full Capri Sun motif. Like did you put like just to make it like just a little straw, a little tiny, like a half size straw?
We need to get these in bags, man.
That's what we need.
I'm gonna find out.
You're an innovator. You're an innovator, Day. You can make it happen.
I'm gonna hit up Dave and see if we can't get a collaboration going and get these in bags for the festival, man. That might be the ticket over here. But
it would be the first to sell out. I'm just saying, it will be the first to run out of stock. Everybody else would be pissed. It'd be like, you know, in the Revenge of the Nerds movie when they had like naked girls in the pies or something. Everyone would just forget about everything else and just buy those pies. I'm just saying.
I don't know if it would be legal or not. I feel like there'd be some weird ass like catch that would allow us to, you know, everybody could come out and cough on each other, but Capri Sun mead, nah, there's not. I don't know. It'd be weird. So we'll find out.
That's why you're Dave BRACEY and you know what's up. So.
But this is again plum, honey, and juice. It's fucking phenomenal. And like I said, I mean, like Apis has a lot of like, you know, you can check it out outside, you know, a lot of space, a lot of room.
I mean, it's a beautiful night too. I mean, this should be an advertisement for them. I mean,
look at that, look at that set. Yeah, I mean, we still got a little sun back there. Like, I
can't believe it. It's dark at my house. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I'm looking out the window. There's nothing. There's no light, and you're wherever you are. It just seems like magical.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of room for folks to spread out.
I see that. It's distance. I see a couple of fire pits, nice lights. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we distancing out here. Fuck what the CDC saying. When I ain't in the space, I'm masking up still. You know, like, you know, you do you. Just don't get too close to me, and you ain't got to worry about these hands, right? Yeah, I mean, this handemic that might come your way. And we all get along, but you know, Apis is a good spot. Like I said, it's airy. They've got the fire, they've got some space, and you know, they got some of the best booze and food in this corner. So, you know, and you might see me here in one of these fresh ass flow hats.
But let me ask you about these flow hats. How can somebody get one of those flow hats at home?
Well, so we ain't put them up on the site yet. But coming soon to the site. barrelandflow.com is where you would want to go to grab one of these.
You know what you need to put like a section for pre-orders.
Yeah,
you need to get that. I think those hats are gonna fly.
Yo, these are nice corduroy right here, right? So like, what the thing about it is that it's good for a cool night, right? You get these summer nights. And, you know, like it get a little chilly, you know, and I'm bald out here. I ain't got a whole lot on the top. So I need something to like, you know, it's going to transition. And these transition really well. So, yeah, no, man. I mean,
check out the rest of the swag here.
Mad limited. There's not a lot of these. I think we ordered like 20 of these hats. So, and, you know, I don't know.
And you're keeping 10.
I'm keeping it. So you know how it is. I need one for me, and I need a couple for future me. So hey, there might be 5 of these available. There might be 5 of these available, right?
I got a bunch of Bare Bones t-shirts, Bare Bones Black Box Braddock t-shirts in my size. The other one's sold out, but you know what? I've got a couple like that are fresh ones to keep me from having to get a second press.
Right. Like, yeah, I mean, I gotta stay in it. So, there might be 5 of these available, but no, it's super excited about the fest and whatnot. Still plugging away, putting it together. A lot of exciting acts coming up and whatnot. A lot of announcements. Are you
still looking for artists?
Oh yeah. May 31st. So until May 31st, we are looking for artists. You know what I mean? We've accepted some. We got some announcements coming out soon.
I've got a couple. We had a couple guys on the show last week that I think I'm going to send your way.
Nice.
That I think will fit right in there from Aliquippa.
Oh, from the Quip. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean, so, until May 31st, we taking folks in. Like I said, we got that pandemic pay, $500 for singles, duets, DJs, $1,000 for bands. We're looking at 25 minutes to 45 minutes. So that's not a terrible pay rate. And
now are you looking for, outside of musicians, are you looking for like physical artists, painters who'll do stuff on the spot? Are you looking for
artists,
sculptors,
painters, chefs, that want to cook, cooking demonstrations. Folks that are interested in getting into the beer industry.
Nice.
We got programs for scholarships to attend the festival. Also for kids that are looking to graduate that are graduating high school and are looking to go into college to get a arts degree. If you look on the website, we are giving away 5 $1,000 scholarships to graduating high school students that are going into the arts field. And while it might not seem like a lot, I know a lot of art students. I've been a college student. $1,000 might, get you over the hump. Like, it'll get you some.
$50 will get you over the hump, but $1,000 will get you far. I mean,
it'll get you some supplies. I like what I've noticed. We got a couple of kids in college, and we actually got literally 2 kids in college that are going towards the arts. And supplies are a thing. Brushes, drawing pads. It's a little bit of a premium, with the equipment, starting out. So that some majors don't have. And we just want to help out where we can, right?
I mean, again, Dave, it's so much more than just a beer festival. You know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff that separates Barrel and Flow Fest from everything else. Like people who are just, bringing in food trucks and beer. There's so much more. The message is there. You guys your heart and minds are in the right place. It's, I think it's why the festival is so successful, man. And props to you for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, we can't continue to be successful unless people take advantage of the opportunities that we're able to provide as a result of it. So again, if you are sitting at home and you got a kid that's like, wants to go into the art scene and make a couple dollars off of that passion, we have money to help them in that pursuit. So please hop on barrelandflow.com, click on scholarship, read over, and if you qualify, please apply, man. If you're an artist right now that is looking to perform, you got until May 31st. If you're a high school student, you have until June 30th to apply for the scholarship. Please do so, man.
Cool. Well, Dave, thank you so much. I want to let you get back to that 17% mead that you're drinking. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know how much more you're going to be intelligible on the thing here, but I think you got some left.
Oh well, I mean, shout out to the DDs. I mean, drink it responsibly. They say they save the day, literally out here. So,
all right, well, man, thank you so much. We'll see you next week, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much, man.
It might not be Friday. We might have to shift you to a Wednesday or a Thursday. Let me know what's better for you later.
Hey, I'm unemployed technically, so yeah, holla at your boy.
All right, brother. All right. Thank you so much, Dave. Again, every Friday night, you're usually going to see Dave Bracey coming in talking about local beers, local crafts. Sometimes you can get him on location with a sick, beautiful sunset behind him and a beautiful corduroy merch hat that you may be able to buy one of the 4 remaining hats before they hit the website. Barrel and Flow Fest. Check it out. We got the link right there, barrelandflow.com. Thank you, Dave. We'll see you soon. All right. So we have come to the end of another week. Week 61 is now in the books.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patrick. Happy birthday to you. 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 I'm banned off the Facebook, so I can't comment, so this is what you get. Happy birthday to you, you sexy freak. You bat pat. You pierogi chomping, theater making, lovely Patrick. You.
Well, that made my damn year. That was amazing. Did Mandy just send that, or is she here live?
We missed that one last night. She snuck that one in under the
Oh my God!
door.
Well, thank you for sharing. That was.
What world do we live in where Fat Man D's banned from Facebook at the moment? You know what I mean? Not what I want to live in.
What could she have done to get banned from Facebook? Oh, Mandy, thank you for that. Hopefully, if you're watching the show on YouTube or on Twitch or on Tommy's account, but that was beautiful, man. That was really nice, Dave. That was a nice surprise. I was wrapping it up and I heard an angel singing. But anyway, hey, on behalf of this is Dave, this is Ryan down here, that is Fat Man D. Check out all her merch, buy some CDs, get some downloads of her. She's the best. We are back next Wednesday for week 62, episode 187, on our way to the finish line here. We are going to be in the 190s really soon. So thank you all very much. Take care of each other. Keep going out responsibly. If you're going out, wear your mask when you have to. Get the shot. And Mr. T would agree with me.
You got your shot. Now give me mine.
That's right. Get your shot like Mr. T wants his. All right. Thank you all very much. We are back on Wednesday. Thank you all. We will see you. Take care of each other. Thank you.